right, I think we're all set up now. How are you?
Great, how are you?
Good, good. Let me get your name once again for my fans.
Nancy La Scala.
Nancy La Scala.
La Scala, like the opera.
That's a beautiful name. Nancy La Scala. Has a lot of L's in there. That's kind of fun to say. La Scala. Fun. So, what did you think of film?
I enjoyed it. It was an inspiring film because it does make you think about.
Let me swing around.
Yeah, it makes you think about speaking out, being true to who you are, not hold things in. Because I know from my mom and from family members that everybody held everything in. Everybody was afraid to speak their true self. And this shows, like, she was, when she finds out that he's dead, she's now she releases herself, and then she finds he's alive, and it just broke her heart because she was so caged. You know, it was a beautiful story. I was shocked at the ending, actually. I was really, really shocked.
And how do you? What about the cinematography and how it was shot?
Cinematography, my God, they did a great job. I was impressed with such a low budget feature. I was really surprised of the technique that they used. It was beautiful. It was like a dream. The whole thing felt like a dream. Then it snaps you back to reality. Beautifully shot.
Yeah, I agree. The cinematography was amazing.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Very well written, very well performed.
Written, well performed. It showed a true story, something different. You know, it wasn't your basic go to the different day to night to car to restaurant. It did these beautiful flashbacks that allowed you to think, and that's what's nice with storytelling is you bring in words to making them real.
Now, what projects are you involved in, and tell us a little bit about what you've done and what you're doing and what you'd like to be doing.
Well, I always love to be working, so we're always available to work. I love theater, I love television, I love doing commercials, I love doing film, anything that inspires me to work. I just finished shooting a film called Courting Chaos, and it hopefully will get to Sundance. And it's about a story of a young girl coming of age, and I play the manipulative mom, the stage mom, very mommy dearest.
Nice.
But I have a true moment that I come to reality as well. So that's also a beautiful story. I just shot a film called Voodoo Possession, a thriller, which will be interesting with Danny Trejo, which was great. And actually in a couple weeks I'll be working with Clint Eastwood in Jersey Boys.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I'm excited. I'm very excited. I'm dropping all these names. I got to pick them up and put them back in my pocket.
Got to pick them up, put them back in. But you got to have them to drop them.
I got to put them back in my pocket.
It's a pocket I'd like to go into,
right?
To be honest with you.
Right.
And where can we find you? Do you have a website we can find you?
NancyLaScala.com. NancyLaScala.com. And I also have a pet business called Throw Your Dog a Bone. I do hypoallergenic pet care products, memory foam beds. I make faux fur beds. I anything to give back to the animals as well, and nature and earth. And
I'm an animal. I'd love to be your pet.
if you were my pet, you'd be so lucky.
I would be lucky.
So lucky.
I would be lucky.
So lucky.
Well, you're adorable. Best of luck with you and your career, and I'm looking forward to seeing you do your thing.
Thank you.
And your dress is fabulous. Who are you wearing?
Catherine Melodrino and Gucci. Gucci shoes and Catherine Melodrino dress.
They are lucky to have your body.
Oh, you got to work hard for it. It's all about work. Doesn't just come easy, right?
Well, it
And
pays
I love
off.
Your kilt.
You're stunning. Well, I got to bust out the kilt for the red carpet.
Oh, that's a good one. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Thanks. Peace out.
There you have it, the PodBrother right here in Hollywood doing his thing.
Doing his thing.
So, yes, I'm your pet now. I'm the pod dog now, the pod dog.
It's like, come on.
Thank you.
Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
I love you forever. Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Okay, let me get in here. First of all, let me get your name for our fan. I'm the PodBrother. Thanks for...
I'm Jessica Savano.
Jessica Savano. Very pretty name.
Thank you so much.
So, how did you like the film? Tell me what you thought about the film.
I really, really like the film. First of all, I just really like how she was the writer. was the producer. She also starred in it. She shared so much of her life stories. In 16 minutes, there was so much going on. I really enjoyed it. I feel like I'll have to see it a few more times just because a lot happened during those 16 minutes, but it was amazing. And I applaud her for doing that. It was truly inspiring.
There is a lot going on. I mean, I could see, between the fantasy and the practical and the real time, plus it's a period piece. So you're kind of going back and forth, and it was very, very interesting. And the end was something that, I didn't expect.
I definitely didn't expect the ending, and I'm one of those, when I watch a movie, I usually have to watch it 3 or 4 times, especially when there's a lot of going back and forth, just to really understand it. So I would really love to see that again, because it was just so much going on, and I'm very proud and I'm very happy for her.
She did a great job. I mean, she wore a lot of hats. I'm familiar with that, being a writer, director, producer, acting. Like, I know exactly what she went through.
When I first moved to Hollywood, I thought I was moving here just to be an actress. And then I learned so many different avenues of being a producer, being a director, being a writer. And I'm like, this is it. I want to do all of this. It's not, you just can't be one thing in this industry. You have to learn all aspects of it.
Well, you have to put yourself in a position to create your own opportunities as well, and producing, writing, and directing does that.
Exactly. And, I guess that's something that I never really thought of. I never thought of myself as being a writer or being a director or being a producer. And I started working on my own documentary, and I'm like, wow, this is fun. Getting on the call, getting on the phone, calling people, just being persistent. I'm like, this is actually fun.
Can you say what that's about?
I can't say right now. It's kind of a bit of a secret, but it has something to do with we are not our bodies. We are more than that. And I just really want to express that, we're a soul, we're genderless, and we're here for a reason.
That's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Thank you so much.
It's very interesting.
Thank you so much. I look forward to sharing it with the world. Maybe I'll have the screening here at the Egyptian Theater.
That would be awesome. This is a great place to do a screening.
Exactly. It was amazing. Beautiful.
Where are you from, by the way?
I'm originally from Chicago.
I was born in Chicago.
Oh my God, that's our connection.
Chi-town, baby.
Chi-town. Are you a White Sox or Cubs fan?
Cubs.
I'm a Sox fan just because I grew up over there. I grew up in Bridgeport, if you're familiar.
I'm Evanston, yes.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
But I was the first time I went into Wrigley Field, I was 12 years old, and I thought, wow, I could hit one out of here. It was such an intimate park. So I've been a Cubs fan ever since.
It's amazing. Yeah, I love how there's so much history at Wrigley Field versus White Sox, because they knocked it down and rebuilt it so many times, but Wrigleyville has just been there. Yeah.
So what else you got going?
Well, I also model. I haven't done any projects recently, but I feel something big coming, so I'm hoping.
Well, I'm going to keep you in mind for some of my projects, because you're adorable, and I would be fun to work with you.
Yeah, I know I'm such a unique type because of my height, so there's a lot of things that I'm not right for just because of my height, but I know there's something really big out there for me.
Well, as a writer-director, I like to write into the talent and characters and things that I have access to, so it's kind of like, if I'm thinking of a story and you instantly pop in my head, I can write into that because I know you now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like, for people that are taller, especially actresses, we're very limited to a lot of smaller different things, whether it's like, oh, we want a tall girl to make the short guy feel bad about himself, and it's really not about that, So I want to do something that my height will complement, Yeah.
Cool. Well, it was a pleasure. Yes.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Do you have a card? Let me have your card as well.
Do.
Let me have your card.
It's great to meet another
And I will keep you in the loop, all things cool.
Yeah.
And I'll send you an email where you can see this as well.
Yeah, please do
Excellent. I'm the PodBrother, so if you go to podbrother.com, you can find me. But this will be on kmgi.tv.
Awesome. Thank you
So
much. God
thank
bless
you very much.
Chicago,
Give me some love here.
Blessings.
Sweet. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you, you too. All right. Yes.
Step up on the plate and stick on the PodBrother.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you.
Perfect. How are you? The last time I saw you was at Donna's Film Festival, or was it?
Actually, the event that I produced, the Flexing for Dollars, last June at Donna's estate.
That's what it was. Yes. How did that end? How did that end? First of all, introduce yourself to my fans.
I'm Soroya Crystal Imam, and I own Encore Exceptional Events.
And she does great events. I mean, they're just so awesome.
Thank you.
So, tell me about how that event went, and what it's for. Let's go back because I have some pictures and some
Okay.
photos and
Which
some
I
video
wanna
from
see.
that. Yeah. No one's seen them. I haven't put them up yet.
Okay. Well, Donna and I are very good friends, and so we decided to come up with something for her charity and give back to the One Mama organization. So we did a collaboration, and I volunteered and said, let me produce this because it's in my passion. It's what I love to do. Made some phone calls between all of us, got a bunch of people together, got everybody there, and got a great event, and raised some money for Flexing for Dollars and One Mama organization. So. Yeah.
Nice. I'm actually planning a fundraiser for next year called Step Up to the Plate with Sidway Entertainment.
Okay.
It is basically a baseball fundraiser.
Okay.
It has to do about raising funds for baseball leagues that feed players into the major.
Well, I'd love to be involved with that. Let me know.
I will keep you in the loop.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that'll be a lot of fun.
Okay, great.
So what are you doing now? What do you got on tap now?
Right now, I've been traveling all over the United States for different hotels and taking over as task force their special event department. And I go in and out. I worked with one of the Iron Chefs recently, and I just got back from that, from Palm Springs. And I'm home now back in LA and doing weddings and parties. And I do everything from weddings to parties to UFC boxing matches. You name
Wow.
it, I'll do it. It's an event. I love it. It's a passion, and yeah.
So you're wearing a lot of hats.
I do. I have a division of my company called Bombshell, and we deal in the health and beauty and fitness industry to inspire women that are over 40 as well, to keep up health, beauty, and fitness.
You look like a college co-ed.
Oh, I'm not. I'm 43, and I'll say that on camera.
Whoa, and you are a bombshell.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
She's a bombshell. I'm just here to tell you.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
So now the film. What'd you think about the film?
I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I had to kind of keep myself composed. I'm kind of going through something similar right now with my father, and he's ill, and I'm actually on my way over to the hospital to see him right now. So it was good. I know that it's something I want to see as it's developed more, and yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, the talent in it was great, and the writing was
Amazing. It was very as it was short, but it got the emotions the way that they needed to capture you, and you felt exactly what she was feeling. And I love outside of the box thinking, and that's how I do everything. And I really love the way that she just transitioned into all these things and started thinking in that hour about your past, your present, your future, what's going on, and that really captivated me. So I really liked it.
nice. And how did you get into like the industry, the film industry, and event planning, and this whole like Hollywood scenario?
Well, I was born and raised here. I'm one of the few natives from Los Angeles. I live around the corner from the preschool, the high school, and the elementary I attended. So I've been here all my life and found myself in the middle of it. I figure God put me right in the middle, smack in the middle of it. And I was interviewed years ago as how did I get into event planning. And I used to plan out my play area when I was a little girl and decorate it and redo the house. And then my brother and my sister would have to come in and play according to my theme. And I've always seen the world as a blank canvas. And I just always just want to paint it with memories and color. So that's how I did that.
That's awesome. I think I've been here 11 years, and you're the first actual Californian born and raised that I've met.
Really? Oh,
Everybody's been like a transient.
there's a few of us around, and we're pretty down to
You're like the Loch Ness Monster. You hear about people that's born here, but you never run into, you never meet them.
There you go. Well, now you have one that you met, so you can say that. Yeah.
And who are you wearing?
Oh, I'm trying to think who I'm wearing. I don't even know. I'm just going to say myself, Soroya, no, but Versace inspired. I love Versace. I love the print. So.
I just feel like I'm supposed to ask that because I'm on the red carpet, but I don't know a Versace from Walmart. I don't know Bloomingdale's from Kmart. I'm just trying to be cool, trying to be fashion savvy.
Oh, see, I say Versace inspired. I have a lot of friends that are designers and costume designers, and they do a lot of things for me because I like original pieces. So, yeah.
Now let's get a little personal. How's your love life? Are you married, engaged? What's going on with you, baby? What's going on?
I am single. Yeah.
Okay, the PodBrother just is gonna put his Mac on now.
See? You know what I find? I find the quantity is the easy part. The quality, the character, and the quality. So that's why. But
I can relate to that. I can relate to that because I'm available as well, and I'm looking for quality.
amen to that.
Okay, well there you have it. Thank you for stopping by. I will keep you in the loop. All things fun, and let's do another red carpet together.
Absolutely. I look
And
forward
keep
to
me
it.
posted on your events, and I'll come and support, do red carpet interviews, whatever. And yeah, it'll be fun. Thank you, baby.
Here. Bye. Be blessed.
Okay, here we go. What's up, my brother? Good to see you. Okay, how are you?
Hi,
What's your name for our fans in KMGI TV? Tell us who you are.
my name is Ellen Alexander, and I'm a friend and an actress.
Nice. So you've got a couple of projects that you've done on IMDb. How's your career going so far?
Yes, of course. I did some projects, and I did some projects in Russia, and I'm a big fan and friend of Susan, and I came here to support her. I think it's a wonderful evening, and her short project is amazing. The topic is very human being, and I totally support her with all her ideas and all her.
And you're from Russia, you said?
Yes, I'm
Moscow?
from Russia, from Moscow.
Oh, I've always wanted to go. Tell me why I should go visit Moscow.
Oh, you should definitely go there because it's incredible, nice atmosphere. It's a lot of nice people, and but I love Los Angeles. I think it's great. There is so many great people like Susan, and I really enjoy being here and enjoy my friends.
Are the girls in Russia as cute as you are?
Oh, we have some nice girls, but here we have also we have more here because all the pretty girls come to LA to try to do nice things like this short.
Nice. Now tell me, what did you think about the film?
Well, I think the subject is very meaningful, and it was a great idea from Susan. And I think we should make more movies like that because it's teaching how to be a real human being.
And what about how it was shot? Did you like how it was shot?
Well, it's incredible cinematography. I really think it's a great job.
Now, have you thought about writing, directing, producing, or are you strictly mostly on the acting?
I definitely do write myself, and I have some shorts and some TV stuff which I wrote myself and produced as well. So,
Well, you kind of have to wear a few hats in Hollywood.
okay, I will.
And you have anything going on right this very second that you're involved in as far as a production or pre-production?
Yeah, I did a TV show called Gold Diggers, which which is 15 episodes and which gonna be on the air kind of soon, and we will see.
And where can we reach you on the web? You have a web?
EllenAlexander.com.
Okay, we're very good. Well, I wish you much luck. You're adorable. How are you?
Good, sir. How are you?
So far, so good.
Good.
And first of all, I want you to introduce yourself to our fans.
Well, I'm Adam Wiley. I'm a professional actor, also a magician.
Nice. Were you involved in the film at all?
I was not involved with the film. I'm really good friends with Siobhan, and we've been working together. We worked together in years past, so she asked me to come help support, and here I am.
Awesome. So what do you think of the film?
I love the film. It hit really close to home to me. I thought it was really inspirational, not only how mourning affects you, but also the people around you. So I thought it really showed that.
And it was shot beautifully. I mean, it was very, very good, done very well.
Absolutely, it was shot really well. Yeah.
And because you know her, did she let you in on how the story was going to go, or did she kind of didn't spoil it for you and just wait until you saw the film?
No, she kept it a secret, you know.
Can I get you to go far?
Sure. Yeah. No, she kept it a secret, and so I was just as shocked as everyone else in the audience. So that was nice.
Where can we reach you on the web?
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Adam Wiley. You can be a fan of my fan page. Also, my YouTube page, Wand Wars with a Z. That's my show I created about magicians. So you can go
Adam,
find me there.
thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. We'll keep you in the loop.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Tyrone.
Okay, good. Great job on the film.
Oh,
Great
thank
job.
you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So when you were actually involved in the film, how did you feel about the production of it and working with the cast and working with Siobhan? I mean, what was your feeling in being involved in?
I felt great about it. I mean, I read the script, and it took me a long time to actually get around to reading the script. But once I did, I fell in love with it and knew that Siobhan had something good on her hands. So it was an honor to be a part of it.
Sweet. What are you involved in now?
I just finished a film called Guardian Angel, and that'll come out probably in the next 6 to 12 months, and looking for the next thing.
When did the theater bug or the acting bug bite you?
I was in high school. I was on the basketball team, and I injured myself, and I had to find something else to do. And I immediately got cast as the lead in the school musical, and kind of no looking back ever since.
Nice. Now, you have a very strong footprint in your acting at this stage of your career. I know you're going to be a father soon. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
What footprint do you want to make in the industry moving forward? You want to stick with the acting, writing, producing? Is there an evolution involved with you? What's your evolution?
There's a plan, and the plan is from when I graduated from college. My goal was in 30 years I want to be able to write, act, produce, score my own movies. So that's the goal, and it's been a little over 10 years, and things are going in the right direction. So
you're a musician, singer?
I do a little bit of everything. Yeah.
Nice. My son is a composer, so nice. He's really into that. So that would be you. Did you get a chance to collaborate or contribute with the music side of things?
No, I had nothing to do with the music of this film. Yeah.
But you took notes, and you kind of in your head was probably like, if I were to...
Yeah, I'm always taking notes, yeah.
I'm a comedy writer, so when I see some comedy, I'm like, you know what, this gag here, I would have done. It's still funny, and it's still good, but I probably would have,
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, where can we get you on the web? Do you have a website we can get?
I got my photography website is brandonbarashphotography.com, and you can find me on Twitter @BrandonBarash.
Well, I appreciate you stopping by, and much success to you and your new child to be. Do you know if it's a boy or a girl?
It's a little girl.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. I need you to do one more favor before you leave.
Sure.
Look at the camera and say, "Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother."
And stick with the who?
PodBrother.
PodBrother. Yeah. Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
There you go. You heard it right there. Stick with the PodBrother. We got you in Hollywood. Okay. Thank you very much. Hi. Can I get an interview with you?
Absolutely.
You are amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, the film was awesome. I was listening to the Q&A afterwards. You wear a lot of hats. You're very passionate. And what you were saying about being in the industry for the right reason really resonates with a lot of us here.
I'm so glad. It's so rare, I think, that the media really gets a chance to actually watch the film. So I was so happy that the media welcomed that opportunity and actually watched the film. And I don't know if what I was saying was making much sense to anybody, but I know it makes sense to me because this is so hard to do. You have to love it that much because there is every moment that you want to give up, and just say, I can't do this anymore. I don't know how I'm going to get this for free. I don't know how I'm going to shoot this in Wisconsin in February with star actors. But I'm going to do it, and I'll figure it out. And you do. And then 2 years later, here you are. And I wanted the Egyptian. I knew that I wanted to screen here. It's where the first red carpet was laid down in 1922, and I knew I wanted to come home and have the red carpet here, and I got what I wanted.
Well, I am very proud of you. It's an amazing movie. It's shot beautifully.
Thank you.
You did an incredible job in it. Are you thinking about taking this and making it a feature?
No, I think this is a really lovely short. I mean, even the story itself was formatted in short story format. I mean, it was the story of an hour. It was a short story, and I went and I created a short film for it. So no, I think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I want to go on and use the education that I had during this film and this process, and I want to apply it to something greater and reach more people, and I think I can do that. That's my hope.
Nice. For young filmmakers, young actors, what tip would you give them knowing that you went through this whole process, multiple hats, wearing what you did for a little girl or a little boy who has inspirations of getting into the film industry? What would you advise them?
Start early. Don't wait till you're my age. Of course, I don't look a day over 21.
Oh, no, you look like a college co-ed, honey.
Of course. You know, I like to think I can do it all. I like to think I'm Superwoman. I'm not. If anything, this year taught me that I am not, in fact, Superwoman. But I rediscovered a strength in myself that I think people never doubted that I had, but I did this year. I lost my father this year. I had never known loss like that. I still don't know loss like that. And so having written and produced and shot and acted in a film about grieving, about death, I see it in a whole new light. And all I can say, I guess, to answer your question more better, is just that you need to push the limits of yourself. I mean, I guarantee you that if you jump, you'll find a way to fly, but you have to push that. And, you know, there are people out there who are so afraid, and so they're afraid of succeeding. They really don't want to take the risks and push themselves that hard because they're afraid that they're going to fall. And I know, and I can tell you that I have fallen literally and figuratively in this business, and I'm still up. And I'm wearing 3-inch heels while I'm at it, so I'm not doing too badly.
What's the caveat that you use to push you when you know you're going to fall?
You mean the reason that I kind of take that leap? Friends and family. And knowing that there is truly nothing else that I want to do. I mean, nothing that I feel a calling for as much as this. And that's why I don't give up. I mean, I literally was crying to my mom 2 weeks ago where I was like, why am I doing this? Like, what am I thinking? And she said, well, then come home. And I said, no, I can't, because I know that there is no alternative. I would not be happy doing anything else. And so if this is the life that I lead, I would rather have 10 years of struggle for one moment of really true bliss and recognition. It's worth everything to me.
So where can we see the film if my fans out there would like to see it? Is it festivals?
Yes, we are applying to festivals. I also currently have like 1,000 DVDs that I just got. So anyone who wants to see the film, call me.
Where can we reach you on the web for people to?
www.themorninghour.com. And I can't say Twitter. Tweet me. What is it? I'm too old. Tweet? Don't tweet me because I won't tweet back, and I think I've been hacked into because I never go on it. Facebook, you know, I mean, I'm so accessible. You can find me. Google me. I mean, I'm at the stage of my career where I am taking everybody's phone call.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I will promote the film because it was beautiful, and I'm a new fan of yours, and I can relate to so many hats that you wear, and your struggles. And I wish you much success in the future with bigger and better things.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Can you do one favor before you leave?
I can.
Look into the camera and tell my fans, step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
Oh, seriously? Step up to the plate and what?
And stick with the PodBrother.
And stick with the PodBrother.
Okay, do it all together. Yeah.
Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
You see what
Did I get that right?
You got it right. Thank you, baby. Awesome.
Mwah.
Two sides.
European style.
There you go.
I lost my ring. My stone to my ring. There it is.
That's the movie right there. Go see it. Okay, let me.
Look, I look so little. Oh, I like this. This is nice.
You like that, huh?
Yeah.
It's like a mirror.
I like it.
Okay, well, introduce yourself to our fans because I didn't get your name.
Okay, my name is Shannon Shea, and I'm founder and CEO of Sexy and Sober.
Oh, I'm both of those.
Oh, yes? All right. I met one, finally. Everyone's looking at me crazy. Good.
So how did you get involved with the film?
I got involved with the film because I'm friends with Siobhan, and she had done a movie called Conversations with Lucifer, as you probably know, which is about addiction and recovery, and she herself is in recovery, and so we're friends, and so she had told me about this, and I wanted to help her out and support her, and so that we became a sponsor.
That's awesome. And what you think of the film? Was it good?
Oh my God! I don't want to ruin it, but the ending just totally threw me, and I love that whole twisty thing. That was great. It was awesome.
Well, it was an amazing film, and she did a great job. She wears so many hats, and it was just, it was just really impressive.
Yes, she's absolutely amazing. You have to stop her. I spent all day with her since 11 o'clock this morning, and I'm spending the night at her house, and she gets to drive me to LAX in the morning. The life of a movie star. So yes.
And where's home from? Where are you from?
I live in Michigan now. I'm from Orange County, but I moved to Michigan 4 months ago.
Where in Michigan?
Grand Rapids.
I know where that is.
Oh my God, me too. It's a really cool town. Very cool.
I did a comedy gig in Grand Rapids back in the 80s.
Oh my goodness. Well, I heard the town's really changed a lot. It's really come along, so.
My son went to school at Grand Valley State. That's in Grand Rapids, right?
It's right there. Yep, right there. Right by my gym. Yeah.
Well, if I'm ever in that area, I'll look you up.
Sexy and sober.
Sexy and sober. You have a card? Let me have one of your cards.
I do not. I'm on the red carpet. I don't have a card.
You don't have a card?
My logo, and it's just sexyandsober.com.
Okay, I will find you.
Put a .com there.
I will find you.
Hey, I will look for you.
Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
I need you to do one favor for me.
Absolutely.
I need you to look at that camera and say, step up to the plate, as in baseball,
Okay.
and stick with the PodBrother. I'm the PodBrother, so stick with me. All right?
Okay.
Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
I love sober and sexy. Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
What's happening?
How you doing?
Good to see you.
First, you gotta tell me what's going down with the kill.
Oh, man, I'm like the Loch Ness Monster. You hear about a brother in the kilt, but you never see one.
You never see it. I like it, man.
Yeah, my grandmother is like, got a little Scottish thing going, so I like to wear the kilt once in a while to honor that.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So introduce yourself to my fans so we know who you are.
Sure. Daniel R. Chavez. And I'm the writer-director of a feature film called Broken Glass. We just had our world premiere at the Chinese Theater a few months ago, and we had our European premiere in Spain at the Madrid International Film Festival.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it was real exciting. We've been to another 8 or 10 film festivals, and there's more coming up. But right now, it's like it's time to sell the film. So we're going to AFM in November, and
I'll be there. Did you take it to Cannes?
yeah.
How'd it do?
I'm sorry. I thought you said, is it in the can? Done. No, I would have liked to have, but no, too expensive. The film, it's really, really well shot. It's in a 2:3:5 aspect ratio. It's beautifully done. But at the same time, it's not the kind of film that I would take to Cannes. It's a good, Los Angeles showed us a lot of love. It's gotten really great reviews, and I'm really happy with it. We'll see what happens at AFM. You're going to be there too, you said?
Yes, I'll be at AFM. Yes. Yeah.
That's going to be a little crazy.
Yeah, I never miss it. I'm always there.
You really? I was there last year, and it was last year. I've been there a couple of times, but this will be the first time actually, pitching my wares.
Now, what's your next film project? What do you got on the horizon?
Yeah. Next film, we actually I co-wrote it's also a psychological thriller, but this one it begins in Los Angeles, 1983, and it weaves its way back to Jamaica, 1952, and it's intense, man. It deals with in 1952 Jamaica, you had this British aristocracy, and you have Obia, which is like the voodoo, right? And there's a lot of stuff going on, and we're talking to an A-list actor.
That's awesome.
And she would be incredible. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed because that's a good one.
Where can we find you on the web?
On the web, you can go to brokenglass-the-movie.com. You can go to Dragon Cove Studios. That's Dragon COVE Studios.com. And or you can IMDb me.
Cool. Well, I wish you much success on your past film, what you're working on now, and your future projects.
Thank you very much.
And I need you to do me a small favor before you break out.
Sure.
Look at the camera, tell my friends to step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
Wait, step up to the plate?
Step up to the plate like baseball.
Yeah.
And stick with the PodBrother. I'm the PodBrother.
PodBrother. All right, everybody. Step up to the plate. Stick with the PodBrother because it's the way to go.
What he said.
That's the way it is.
Thank you, man. Awesome. How you feeling?
Feeling great. I'm really happy to be here. I'm really excited to be here, and thanks for inviting me.
Well, I wanted you to be here because this is a Hollywood thing, and it's a red carpet, and it's the whole PR, and it's just exciting people you can meet that can help the SIA organization.
Yeah, we're proud to be here to represent SIA organization, and visit us at sia-now.org.
Now, I know you just got back from New York.
Yes, we just got back on our scouting trip for our next convention, which is in New York.
And what are you most excited about having the convention in New York next year?
There are so many opportunities to meet and socialize institutional abuse and make sure that people are aware of institutional abuse, and that's what we're there to do. So we're really excited to do that.
Awesome. You're in my shop, Pops. Excuse me. See, that's what happens when you get old.
Right.
You just walk right in front of someone's camera to get your shot. You don't even. That's all right, though. I got respect for Pops. He's still doing his thing.
Yeah, he is.
So New York, you're excited about?
I am, and we went on our scouting trip, and we went to Times Square, and I was so impressed because it was the first time I had ever been, and just the amount of people that are there. It's going to be an amazing convention. I'm really looking forward to it.
So, the person who suggested that you do New York, are you happy with that idea?
I am so happy with that idea, and Steve suggested New York.
Oh, it was me.
That's right. Thank you for that.
No, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, you've developed and evolved with the organization and yourself, and I think it's time that it gets catapulted on an international scope platform, and there's no other place to do that than New York.
Absolutely, and we're ready for that. So thank you, appreciate it.
So now, what's happening as far as locally for you? What kind of plans you got with SIA? What kind of plans you have for Jody? What's going on with you, recently and locally?
I'm doing a lot of traveling, going back and forth from New York to LA, and a lot of work, a lot of business, promoting SIA, and also we're trying to do a lot of fundraising because to put on a convention like this, it's not a inexpensive endeavor. So we're looking for donations for that, and so we're just trying to network and make that happen. So we're doing a lot of fundraising activities right now.
Anybody who wants to give you some support, where can they go?
They can go to sia-now.org. That's SIA-now.org.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming, and I want you to do one more favor for me before you leave.
Sure.
Look into that camera and say, step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
You heard it right there, SIA organization from Jody Hobbs. Step up to the plate and stick with me, the PodBrother. What's up? Thank you. Very good.
All right, cool.
All right. We are here in Hollywood at the Egyptian Theater, the PodBrother. That's me. Stick with the PodBrother, by the way. And I am with the beautiful Alexandra Keller. How are you, baby?
I'm very good. How are you, Mr.
I'm better now that I'm next. You are stunning.
Well, thank you very much.
You are wow.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So tell me about what's going on with you. You just did the 48-hour film challenge, film that I wrote and direct called The Red Carpet, which you starred in.
Leading it, yeah. It was a lot of fun. We had a blast.
Tell me about that experience. I mean, how was it being on the set, the acting, the production? What was your experience with that?
It was amazing. Everybody was so positive and supportive, which was the best part about it. And we did it. We made it to the actual screening in the end, and we packed the theater. It was sold out, which was an amazing experience. And we screened it twice, and I can't wait to do more with that and with us, do more projects together, etc. We had a great crew.
We had a great crew, a great cast. We're going to do some cool stuff.
Yeah.
The podcast side of it, because we kind of use the podcast to develop the characters and we're going to do a podcast series. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, that's great. You can show your talent in that way and just put more stuff out there, you know? It's a great way of market everybody.
And what are your ambitions? What's next for you as far as acting? Are you thinking about maybe producing or writing? What's some of your ambitions?
I'm doing also some, I guess, kind of producing in a way. I bring some aspects to projects, people, whatever is needed, and put some stuff together. So yeah, I like to work behind and in front of the camera.
You know, you did get us a plane. She got us a plane for our film. We didn't get a chance to use it because we didn't do the advance on getting a permit for the airport, but we had the plane and pilot.
Yeah, next time.
Next time.
Use
Next
it
time.
anytime.
We need 10 days to get a permit, so we're going to get 10 days
Get
advance.
the permit first.
So, where can we find you on the web?
On the web? Well, I guess there's some stuff on YouTube, IMDb, my website,
What's your website?
alexandrakellerswiss.com.
Okay.
My country.
There you go. Well, I need you to do one more favor before you leave. I need you to look into that camera and say, "Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother."
Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
I love her. So cute.
Good seeing
That's
you.
how they do it in Switzerland. All right, baby. Get your butt over here. What's up, homie?
What's going on, Kimbro? This is a man right here, you know. I'm like 5 steps behind this guy.
This is the man right here. I mean, he's all over the planet. Sundance, AFM, New York, Cannes. I mean,
Hey, I'm just really lucky, and I'm just trying to follow in your footsteps, you know. You got big shoes. I got big shoes to fill here, you know what I mean? Come on.
I'm trying to fill your shoes.
You know, I can never wear a kilt because when I put it on, I get hit on by old men. You look damn good in it.
I get hit on by old men too. The difference is I get to whoop their ass. So I had the honor of seeing you perform at the 48-hour film challenge, the 48-hour film project. Tell me about that. How'd that go?
You know, I think that the 48-hour film festival was such a time crunch for not just for us, but also as well as like yourself and everybody who was part of that 48-hour film festival. There was a lot of stress involved, but it taught everyone how to work with one another with the pressure of time. And playing the role of a mime in Once Upon a Mime, I was very lucky.
You know, and it was a very cute film, very well done.
Oh, thank you so much.
And it was shot well.
Thank you. I work with some really good people like Brett, Shelley, and of course Burgundy, and Coco and Kelly. It was just a good ensemble of people who, like 30 people on our staff, to make a good short film, and it turned out really well. I was really surprised.
You know, I'm writing a comedy romance, and I have a part in it for you. Are you down for it? It's a full-length feature film.
I am in. Yes!
I'm serious. I've been wanting to work with you for years, but I wanted to be the right project. You know?
Oh! So it's always a blessing just to work in the industry and to do more films. I think that's what we want to do. We're creative artists. Let's keep doing it.
Sweet. Where can we find you on the web? You got a website going on? Where can we find you?
Yes, I do have carlosramirez.com, and you'll also find me on IMDb. So
Sweet. I need you to do one more favor. Look into that camera. Tell my fans to step up to the plate with the PodBrother.
Step up to the plate with the PodBrother. Boom!
Pow! Just like that. Thank you, brother. Oh, much success to you. We're going to work together for sure. And I see you around the corner.
Yes,
I will see you around the corner.
I'm going to Las Vegas this weekend for their Comic-Con thing. So I got to support the Human Centipede Part 3, Speed Dragon, Agoraphobia, and Once Upon a Mime. And Off Time. So I'm working.
You are working.
Working.
I like to see you, brother, work. Well, much success to you, man. And we're your biggest fan. We'll follow you. We'll support you. Keep us in look what you got going, and we'll get it out there.
Absolutely.
Peace out. Come here, hot stuff. You have nothing to say. You could say that you love the PodBrother.
Which part?
Me, I'm the PodBrother. You could say.
Yes! It was a hilarious, beautiful movie. It was extremely funny. I was laughing all the time. The cast was just awesome. Everything was perfectly done. and I enjoyed myself. It was just fantastic Hollywood entertainment.
So what do you got going next? What's up for you? What's going on?
Well, a lot of inspiring projects to come in a very near future. So I believe in a lot of beautiful things happen in the next bright future.
I want to work with you. I want to put you in some of my projects.
I know you do. I want to work with you as well because you're a wonderful person.
Oh, bless you.
Wonderful and talented as well.
And so are you. I need you to do a favor for me. I need you to look into the camera and say, step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
Say it again, please.
Step up to the plate.
Step up to the plate.
And stick with the PodBrother.
And stick with the what?
PodBrother. I'm the PodBrother.
What is a PodBrother?
You know, like a podcast, and I'm a brother.
A PodBrother?
Yes.
Okay, stick with the PodBrother?
Yes.
Say the first sentence again.
Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
Oh my goodness. Step up to the plate and stick to the PodBrother?
That's it. Okay, now. Okay, now this time put it all together and say it into the camera.
Say it together with me because it's so hard for me in English.
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Step up to the plate and stick with the
PodBrother.
PodBrother. You kiss the fans. I'll kiss you.
See you tomorrow.
Yes.
Have to tell me the time.
Yes. I'm here with Clinton, one of Hollywood's coolest photographers. I mean, I see you everywhere, man. You like a wooden nickel, man. You pop up everywhere. You guys shooting stuff. I'm excited that you came to our screening at the 48-Hour Film Project.
That was awesome. Your project was amazing. It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. And to see that you pull that together in such a rapid speed of time, I was impressed. You do it. You know, you do it. And I see you everywhere.
Wow,
I see you in Cannes, Hollywood, Toronto. You're everywhere.
I'm trying to follow your lead, bro.
This year I did the Emmys. It was really good.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, it was really good. Really exciting red carpet. Al Pacino showed up. The whole cast of Breaking Bad. It was amazing year this year.
Wow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Are you planning on hitting more award shows like that?
Yeah, well, award season's getting ready to start. You know, American Music Awards going into like Grammys, and like by November the whole award season starts kicking, going into Christmas and like all that stuff. So, yeah.
Well, keep me in the loop. I want to have you on my show, the PodBrother, and I want to talk to you about like stuff you shoot.
You're the man. Whatever you want. And I
think
have a movie that just came out, Blue Dream. I executive produced it.
I want to see it. When's it playing?
It's going straight to DVD and VOD and all that stuff. We may have a screening in North Hollywood at the Lemley, so I'll keep you posted.
Oh yeah, keep me posted. I definitely would love to be there.
Dream starring Walter Koenig, Dominique Swain, and a slew of other recognizable characters.
Is there a fan page for the film?
Yes, it's on Facebook and Wikipedia and all that stuff.
What's the fan?
It's Blue Dream. Yeah, James Duvall is the lead actor. Yeah. All right. Cool. Right.
Well, I wish you much success. Before you leave, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to look into the camera and say, step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
You heard it right there. Thank you, bro. All right, the PodBrother here in Hollywood at the Egyptian Theater. I was able to snatch my man, D'Angelo Waddington.
What's happening, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. First of all, what you think about the? Hey, nice. Thanks for walking in front of my shot, homie. you can take people out of you know, whatever. Anyway, so the film. Tell me what you thought about the film.
I thought it was a great film. It was very deep. The characters were right on point. So I thought it was a good film.
And the writing and the cinematography.
Cinematography was amazing. I think for me personally, that was my favorite thing. I think it was well shot.
Now I know you have a documentary film that you're working on. Where are you currently at with your documentary film?
Well, my documentary film, we're about halfway. As you already know, in the independent world, we're working to try to raise more funds so we can finish the project. But so far, so good. Things are looking good. And we're excited. We're looking forward to finishing the film.
As far as funds for your film, what are you looking for?
Right now, we're looking for sponsors, people that are willing to contribute to help us to bang it out, to finish it up.
And is there anywhere that they can go to support your film morally, financially, physically? Where can they go to support your film?
Absolutely. They can go on our website, which is leséléphants.org. Les Elephants, that's a LESELEPHANTS.org.
And what are you most excited about your film project? What excites you the most about your project?
It's to know that you can do a work that will contribute to making the world a better place. You know, because I think Ivory Coast been through a lot, and I think this film will help them to understand that they have no other choice but to live together, and therefore this film will help them to realize that, and that's our goal.
Nice. Well, I'm excited to see the film. I know you've been working very hard on it, and I'll do my best to support. And anybody want to give a shout out to, or is there any?
I want to give a shout out to the PodBrother that been a great support for everything that I do, and I want to thank also everybody out there that have contributed, either directly or indirectly, because without the help, I don't think we'll be able to be where we're at today. So just continue to help, the support, and that's basically it.
Nice. Well, I wish you much success. I want to have you on the PodBrother show more often. And I know you're a big soccer enthusiast. That the film is somewhat about that. What I got to do? You in Hollywood and you don't know to walk behind the camera? Good luck getting work in this town. Are you kidding me? We got a microphone, a host, an actor, a camera, a lights, a red carpet, and you if somebody didn't get the memo.
Welcome to Hollywood, as you can see, you know, that's PodBrother all day.
What is this? Is this Hollywood or is this Flint, Michigan? Where we?
As you can see, everybody that's around industry, not industry.
Yeah, not everybody here is in. All right, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Wow, look at you. You are pretty.
You are.
Let's go this way just a little bit. Okay, perfect. Stunning.
Thank you. That's very sweet of you.
I saw your movie Pretty in Pink. I liked it.
Ah! Yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you. I worked really hard on that role.
Now, I know you were in Cannes this year, and so was I. I'm sorry I missed you.
You know, I know that. I saw pictures, and I was like, we were right there that night. It's so crazy that as small of a place it is, how easy it is to miss everybody.
Every day I was like, I got to reach out to Burgundy. And then each day it's like.
I had a friend that we were supposed to stay together, and I literally sent her like 12 messages the day we got there. We never met each other once. I was there for 2.5 weeks. I didn't see her one time. She stayed like 2 blocks from where I was staying.
Are you going next year?
Oh, absolutely.
I'll be there too. So I'm going to have a couple films there next year.
We're coming back. Is this your how many years have you been going now?
10.
Oh my God, this is only my 2nd year. I was such a newbie.
I'm a veteran.
It was so obvious I was such a newbie. I was like, I don't know where I'm going.
I have a strong footprint there, and I know how to circumvent.
Yay! Well, then I will definitely be looking you up. I was very lucky to have some really great people that sort of took me under their wing because I was totally clueless.
Now, I know you did the 48. Your film was so charming, and you're so awesome.
Oh, you do. I saw your film. It was hilarious.
Tell me about that experience.
You know, honestly, I hadn't ever done anything like that was so quick. We were involved in the Toscars before, which is like the British form of the Oscars. They take the Oscar-nominated films and then you do parodies, 5 minutes including credits. So we were used to a film being having to be so compressed, but not in that time crunch. So it was insane. You would think there'd be a lot of fighting. There was actually a lot of, it brought everybody very close in a very quick amount of time. And those who were there for the wrong reasons rose very quickly. You could tell. I think, ooh, look at that stare. Do not cross in front of Kimbrough's camera when he's interviewing.
Do not cross in front of my camera. I will hurt you.
She's blushing. You embarrassed her. So yeah, it was amazing. We went ahead and we shot some more after it went to festival, and we submitted it to Sundance.
You know, it's a great exercise. I think everybody who wants to get into the industry and get into film should do at least one speed production of some sort that is legitimate with pressure, because any production you do after that is a cakewalk.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we were like, I don't know how we're going to get this done. Nobody had like calculated food. We were like, we have to write this. Then it has to be, who wants to be director? And of course, everybody's like, well, I'm going to direct. And we're like, I didn't want to direct. So I said, look, this is what I bring to the table. I also do paperwork very well. Whatever you guys need me to do. Okay, so word to the wise, whenever you go, I'm totally okay with doing anything. That's when they're like, you're going to be the lead and you're going to sing a song and then you're going to do this, which is what Kelly got, the girl who did our lead. And then we, as sisters, Shelly, which Shelly is just fabulous, Shelly Scrandrani, she's at another film premiere tonight or else she would have been here. She was a writer and she went out of the room and literally wrote this thing in like, Carlos and her and I came up with the concept, and then she wrote it in like 3 minutes. Not
awesome.
Technically, like 10 minutes. But you're right. It was such a great lesson in like coming together and being a collaborative team, putting your ego away.
Oh, you got to check it.
Because, and you know what?
And you got to check other people's ego too every once in a while.
There was a lot of checking at egos that I almost did with my fist to their face. Let me just tell you, because it was like, this is a 48-hour film project. You are not anybody. Okay, nobody here we're all filmmaking loving people. Well, do you know what I've done in the past? We don't care what you've done in the past. Stop being an ass.
I like the ones that go, you know, this isn't run like a professional production. I'm like, this is a 48-hour speed production, and we are running it like that.
Right.
And professionalism is squeezed in that scenario.
You know what? If you're a professional, you wouldn't say that.
Exactly.
Professionals don't make statements about things aren't professional. Those are egotistical people who need to get their heads out of a certain area of their bodies.
Well, it's funny because the professionals on our crew and set were blown away how efficient and fast and awesome we were. The people who were newbies, amateurs, unprofessional was like, oh, this is unprofessional.
Right, of course. No, all of the people we worked with, like we got an amazing DP, Ahmad. He is just like, he let us use his entire color. He owns LA Color Studio. We got to go in there and play around with backdrop and do whatever. And he was like, I'll buy you guys coffee, whatever you guys need. And he was just phenomenal. The way that the work came together and the way that we all sort of worked as a unit, he was like, I wish people worked like this on professionals.
Well, I want to work with you. I told Carlos that I want to put him in my film. I would definitely want to put you in my film.
Thank you.
And we should do 48 next year together. Maybe we should.
We totally
We would kill it.
Oh my God, it would be insane.
We would just kill it.
And you know what? I feel like because we're all so obsessed with the idea of like creating and like being efficient and being like, well, nobody's going to see it coming, but in a very humbling sort of way. You know, we're all pretty grounded and none of us are out for ourselves. We're all like, well, what can we do to help each other? Like, how can I help you? And I think it would be, we would win. We're gonna take next year.
Well, I have my own production facility, my own production setup, and I write and direct. So I know those 3 things I can bring to the table.
Well, that's amazing. I sing, dance, act, can do paperwork very well.
Nice.
And I'm an efficient organization.
All right, well, we're getting a timeout
Yes.
sign. I need you to do one favor for me.
Sure.
Tell my fans, step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother.
Burgundy in the house.
Hold on, can I say it again?
Yes, PodBrother.
Okay. Step up to the plate and stick, what is it?
Stick with the PodBrother.
That's what I was going to say. Okay, one more time. We'll see. 3 times the charm, right? Step up to the plate and stick with the PodBrother with Kimbro.
Burgundy, you heard it. She said it, so do it. Do it. All right, just the PodBrother in Hollywood. They are towing my car right now, so I got to get out. I'm hungry. And Burgundy, I'm going to propose to and get my first Hollywood rejection. And so, peace out with the PodBrother. Love you, baby.
Thank you so much. It was good.
And I will see you in Cannes next year.
Absolutely.